Google wants to show businesses that actually know their neighborhood, not just some generic listing. If you think about it, there's actually no logic for them to just go ahead and try and pump up any of the massive corporate pages. They want local business to succeed because such a huge amount of traffic that comes to Google is from people who search for services and search for products in their area. Most businesses still use very generic type of descriptions. They have pages that just address something at a very top level without tying it to the location that they actually serve. So you would often see pages where somebody would talk about, we've got turnkey solutions or top quality plumbing services. But where? Where are you providing these services? Wonderful if you start ranking for that nationally. But say you are sitting on the other side of the country where you're going to drive thousands of miles to get to that customer. It just doesn't make sense. So rather have something along the lines of providing plumbing services to the Happyville region over the past 30 years. Now that is something that Google can understand. That is something that a person from Happyville can understand, and they would actually come back to that page because that is something that they know relates to them and it relates to the area where they live. When you create these types of pages, don't try and cover too much. Just make sure that you cover it in a genuine way. If you cover your local area and you cover it with real local knowledge, and you add details around FAQs for that area and photos from that area, things start falling into place. You will see Google understands it. You will see users interact a lot better with your site when they see these types of listings popping up. There are a couple of compounding benefits to taking this approach. So the first one is obvious, because Google actually sees that you've got the local knowledge and expertise. The second is that you start capturing high intent traffic. It's actually coming from people who want your service and they want it in the area where you can provide the service. You get a boost in your Google business profile rankings and just in the local map pack. That's exactly where you want to be found. You will see if you go and search on your mobile, those are the results that come up most often right at the top when you search for a business or service in your area. And the one that everybody gets all hyped up about is it will actually turn out that AI tools start recommending your site over others. Puzzle pieces just fit. So why talk about other businesses when yours is the one providing the answers? If you are a top provider of roof repairs in Happyville and the town right next door, Joytown, then probably it makes sense for you to write a page about each. And make sure that you take photos of that area. Take photos of the jobs that you've done in that area. Talk about local streets. Talk about local businesses. Talk about the weather that could have an influence on the type of repairs that you need. People will read that. You'll be a lot more believable. And Google will understand that, this is not just another business. This is a business in this area. We can give them the rankings and we can give them the traffic without worrying about it being irrelevant. The trap that people often fall into is they start creating these city and neighborhood pages and they start just throwing generic information in there. When you start throwing generic information in there, as easy as it is to spot for a human, it's similarly easy for Google. Google has a ton of information. They've got all the resources in the world and they crawl millions upon millions of pages every single day. So they've got a good understanding of what is true and what isn't true. And if you're trying to game the system, you're just one of another bunch of people trying to do that. They're not going to give you the credit for it. So the genuine approach, even though it takes a little bit longer to do and to do it thoroughly, is the one that would actually yield results. To make life a little easier for yourself and put in the effort and do it properly, start with just a single city page. Maybe add 2 or 3 neighborhoods under that. And just make sure that those are absolutely in top condition. You have all of the details in there, all of the details are relevant to that local area. You're going to see your ranking starting to spike. You're going to see your traffic coming in. And it's not just going to be traffic for the sake of traffic. It's actually going to be traffic that turns into customers for you. Do this little experiment and you're going to see quality over quantity wins every single time. Prove it for yourself that it works and then repeat it.